Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Hello, Hello podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. And today we are in beautiful Chase City, Virginia at Resilient Pathways. And do you see how amazing this place is? I am excited for you to get to know all the wonderful things that are happening right here. So let's get to it. Introduce yourself and tell us everything that you have going on.
Hey, Alyssa. I'm Chris Pennington. I'm the Executive Director here at Resilient Pathways Nonprofit, and we are excited to have you here today. Resilient Pathways is a family resource center. A lot of people walk by and wonder, what do we do in here? So we are a resource center. We are a connector for people who maybe need some assistance. They are trying to solve a situation, but they're not really sure who can help them. So they can come in, we can work with them to see, do the services we provide, would that be a good fit, or would they be better served through some of our other community agencies? So we collaborate with community agencies and try to help people find the best match to fit their needs. And we also do supervised visits here. We have some family unity programs. We have on-site mental health services, and we do
collaboration with schools, social services, juvenile courts. There's a lot of different things going on here. And I mean, so many families are going through a lot right now in, just society as a whole, and life is hard.
Yes.
And so what can people expect when they walk in here?
Well, I think the one thing we pride ourselves on is just being friendly and a safe space, a place where you can come and feel welcomed, not judged, and we can just kind of walk through whatever you're going through with you. Because like you said, life's hard. We've all been through different things. We've all had challenges. And at the end of the day, we just sometimes need someone to kind of walk through that with us, give us a different perspective, maybe, nudge us in the right direction. So I think that's what you can expect. We're going to problem solve together. We're going to figure out what families need. And I'm a huge proponent of family unity and supporting the family as a unit, whether it's a single parent household and one child, or great grandparents and grandchildren, or whatever the family unit looks like. We have to kind of start in the home and make sure that the family feels safe and that they're connected, so that everyone can heal from whatever they're going through and move forward in a positive way.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about that before we started, and how emotions can be high, and going through tough times like a divorce or separation or whatever's going on. It can really be tough inside the home, and the kids see that and feel that. And so how do you support that?
Well, part of what I recommend is always finding a way inside the home to co-regulate. That means whoever the caregivers are and the children in the home, finding a way to, one, calm the caregiver first and give those coping skills, so that when things are high, stress is high and anxiety is high, that we have the right tools on board, that we can figure a way to settle and calm before we react. And in turn, our children see that in the home, and they get calmer and they feel more connected. And ultimately, when families go through adversity, the goal is to prevent that family from walking the next generation through the same adversity. So finding a way to heal, finding a way to be more resilient and move forward as a family. And sometimes that looks a lot different than what they've come through.
Right.
So having the right supports is always helpful.
Yeah, and you have this set up for kids to come in and have a lot to do. So kind of take us through what is in here and what areas that we have here for everyone.
So a lot of times when we see children, we will see them for supervised visits. And what that is really when one parent has either been out of that child's life for a long time, and then they're reconnecting. This is a safe space for them to have that supervised reconnection time. Or if the parent has gone through some adversity and they're kind of regrouping and overcoming whatever they've been through, and now they're kind of developing that relationship again, and the visits have to be supervised because of court or social service orders. We have everything from play spaces and reading corners to movies, board games. We've had pizza parties and birthday parties for families in here. And then we have a great back space that we just finished with one of our great donors in the community helping us. And we have like active play areas so that the families can play putt-putt or ring toss or Connect Four, just different things like that. We've built out a private office space too for those private office counseling sessions. We usually we'll put crafts out if it's near a holiday. We'll put things out for the family to use for craft time. So we have a lot of, even though it's indoor and it's a confined space, it's a pretty big space, and you probably hear it in our echo. But so we have a lot of activities available for families if they're needing that supervised visit.
And how do people, you're in Chase City, and I mean, how did this all happen? Tell us the story behind Resilient Pathways.
Well, there were two of us, and we were educators. Susanna Lamagno and I were business partners, and we, teachers and counselors. She was a school principal, and we just walked through like the needs that were not being always met in the school district. So we ventured out to Resilient Pathways and started to try to fill those gaps in the community. And we have since become a nonprofit. So it's changed a little bit, but it helps us push out more in the community and offer different programs. So we're real excited. That just happened in the end of last year. So we're just moving forward that in 2026 as a nonprofit and starting to fundraise and look for grants. So it's really about trying to understand like what needs our community has and trying to find a way to meet those needs or be a connector to some of the services that already exist. But sometimes there's a gap, even if it's a gap in communication, or families sometimes don't understand how the process works. We're here as a resource center to connect them that way. And I would say that Chase City is such a good location because it's a quick travel to get to Lunenburg and Charlotte Courthouse, Halifax. So we really do service all of the surrounding counties. I mean, we even have services we've provided out to Dinwiddie and Brunswick. So.
And you talked about the needs not being met in the school system. What are some of those needs that really stand out to you that you were seeing when you were in it?
Well, I think it's not because of a lack of effort. It's just there's, like you said, life is hard and there's so many families going through so many different things and then, as a previous educator, we don't put that hat on to know that we're going to be a counselor and a mama and and teach these kids to meet all the standards they need to meet. So there's just more going on in the community. And I think one of the things I saw is that our intervention doesn't occur soon enough. We try, but again, because there's so much need, I think that if we intervened earlier and we gave the right coping skills and we started to teach and give the messaging to kids earlier on that you've got this and you can get through it, and we teach skills as lifelong coping skills, lifelong tools to use, so that when another adversity comes along, they're better equipped to manage it. So
that's so powerful and so important. And so, you just had something big happen in your life. You just completed a big program. And tell us, what do you have going on? What did you just complete?
I just finished my doctorate in psychology and trauma and crisis. So that was exciting to have that done. And I'm hoping to roll out a early intervention program of my own here in the near future. So my hope is that it'll be utilized by schools, social services, even possibly like the sheriff's department when they have families that are going through some crisis. And it basically is just helping with that co-regulation I talked about and that home, that family connection, teaching kids who are going through adversity to, internalize and find that self-worth, that self-love too. So,
A whole
yes.
program for that. How does it feel to be a doctor?
It doesn't feel any different. I always say my favorite title is mama and grandma and wifey. So
So funny. And you built this, and you were telling me that a huge reason that you went and did this is because you could build a program from all of the experience that you've received over the years. How does that feel to you? Because it took about 2.5 years for you to complete. Now you have this program that is going to help so many in the community. How does that feel?
I'm excited about it. I'm excited to, it's fresh and new, so
Sure.
I'm freshly done. I'm trying to make the right connections so that we can move forward. And the way I really explain it is, I'm a big, I have a degree in counseling, so I'm big on mental health counseling. But sometimes we kind of have to prime families if they're going through something and we immediately think you need to go to counseling. Well, sometimes we've got to deal with the immediate of what's going on in our household and how do we support the immediate crisis before we get that long-going healing through counseling and that sort of thing. So I kind of think of my program as a triage program. It helps families who are going through a situation to find calm, to find the tools within the household to hear one another, be empathetic to each other, to reconnect if after some kind of adversity or arguing or anything. So some of them are very simple tools, but the piece that I love is that it's designed for the whole family. So you not just working with kiddos at school or parents in an adult setting, you're really combining them together and working as the whole family unit.
And
So.
this sounds like that it helps keep families together too, because they do know. And so many people are going through things and they think, oh, I have to leave, or someone has to leave the home, but you are really trying to help keep families together.
Yes, that's certainly the goal, is to connect families, tighten their family bond. And the one thing that's exciting, that even though this is just now a finished product, has been the work that I've done in the past with kids and see, you're working with the older child, but then you hear, hey, some of the tools we're using with my younger sibling, and they're not getting in trouble as much, or they're learning to express their emotions better, or we have a better connection. So that's exciting to watch the dynamics of how it impacts the family. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations
Oh, thank
on
you.
the hard work that you put in
Thank you.
and being able to bring this to the community. I mean, you should be very proud.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And what are you've just completed this program. You're doing amazing things here. What are your current goals? What would you like to see happen with Resilient Pathways?
I would like us to just become more known as a family resource, have people understand that they can reach out to us. It doesn't mean that we necessarily have all the services that fit their needs, but we are that connector. And we do believe that, sometimes in rural areas and in larger areas, sometimes people just are not aware of the services that are out there. And a phone call to us might be, well, hey, did you know such and such existed? And let me connect you with the right person. And I think one of the pieces, that I love about it is if we build the right connections and we build the right supports, then my hope is that a year from now or 6 months from now, whoever we're engaging with feels stronger, feels more resilient, feels, empowered to try something new, or feels they're capable of something that they didn't know they were capable of. So I think it's just about building relationships, letting people know that we're here, we're a safe space, we're ready to listen and connect you with the support you need, because all of us could use sometimes a little extra support, a little extra encouragement.
And speaking of support, you have a really cool event coming up.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
So it's Uplifting Women. We did this event 2 years ago. We gave it a break last year, and we're excited to have it back. It's at the Estes Center here in Chase City on Thursday, June 4th at 5:30. It is a fundraiser to help us promote some of our projects that we have coming up. Women Reentering the Workforce is one of the projects. We've got a great family team project. And this Uplifting Women event is packed with great speakers. We've got some great informational vendors. We've got some raffles. We have a wonderful spread of food and desserts. And so our speakers include Christy Russell from the Selah Center in Clarksville, Rachel Brown from South Hill Aglow out of South Hill, and then we have Mary Beth Burgess from Across the Nations in Clarksville. So we're very excited. I think that it's going to be a wonderful night. We've had so many people after the first one, like, when are you going to do it again? So we're excited about it.
And do people need to register to come? How do they register?
Well, we will have tickets on sale at the Clarksville the Chase City Chamber of Commerce, Across the Nations, and probably some other areas. I do have a flyer with a QR code, and I'm posting on social media right and left.
I'll link it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So it is limited space, so we're hoping that we'll get some early ticket purchases so that people can secure their spot. Bring your friends. If you had a whole table, we'd reserve tables for people. So, we're excited about it, and I am pretty constantly linking it on Facebook too. So.
Well, it's all linked, so be sure to register. I think that's a fabulous event. We need to support each other and have more events like this. So thank you for putting something like this on. I know it's not easy to do something like this, and so thank you for that.
It's a fun night. We're looking forward to it.
Yes, and I know so many others will, and I really appreciate what you're doing for the community.
I appreciate you coming out and speaking with me today. It's been fun, and anytime, feel free to visit. And
of course. And where can people find you?
You can find us on Facebook, Resilient Pathways. We're on Instagram, Resilient Pathways. We have a website, resilient-pathways.com. And you can give us a call. Our number is 207-8610. And we would, love to direct you, help you, and be a support in any way we can.
Right here in Chase City, Virginia, and offering these services to everyone in our surrounding areas. So if you're not living in Chase City, that's okay, and you feel like you need some support, call Resilient Pathways and they can help you. And I just think it's so important because, like I said, we're all going through so much, and to have a resource, it's okay to reach out and ask for help. I think a lot of people feel like they don't have any help or they don't have any support, but there is support here. And so I'm just so thrilled to be able to bring this to our community and let people know about you.
Yes.
Congratulations on all your success.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for allowing us here.
Aw.
And thank you everyone for watching and listening to this episode of Hello, Hello. I hope you found value in what we've discussed today. And if you do need help or support, please reach out, and Resilient Pathways will be happy to support you or lead you in the right direction. And continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all the things you always do. And we will talk to you next week.
Thank you.